currently active on Facebook. And now LinkedIn is good. And now Twitch and YouTube are good. Bam! We're on.
What?
We're going. So hey everyone, this is my friend Audrey. She's a mid-level Vue developer from the South.
Howdy, howdy.
We'll leave it at that level of ambiguity. And yeah, so on screen in front of you, I'm sharing my screen, so you should be able to see that this is like a basic Next.js portfolio that I just built like in my last stream. So today we are going to basically more or less make the same thing, but using Vue. Yeah, and so this is like a really basic bare bones portfolio site. I've had the experience, I think Audrey was, before we started, Audrey was saying she had this experience too, where if we tell somebody, hey, you should totally make a portfolio site, they're like, what do you even mean?
Yep.
So we're going to go through that. It's actually really simple. It just sounds fancy. And we're going to show you how to use GitHub Pages so you're able to host this for free. When you turn in your portfolio, if you're like trying to get a job and you're like applying and you give them a portfolio that they can see the application, not just the code in your GitHub, but actually the application and use it, it literally brings it to another level in my opinion. Cool.
I agree. I feel like people don't know enough about that. Make things easier for your hiring person, not harder.
For sure. First step over here, and Audrey, you can still see my screen, right?
Sure can.
Lit. So the first step is I'm just going to make a new repository. I'm going to call it, so the previous one was basic Next.js portfolio. Call this one basic Vue portfolio.
Sweet. Did you see my meme on LinkedIn today?
No.
It was, you'll have to look it up. It's like a picture of like this guy who's like sitting and thinking, and then he's like standing in the middle of an empty pool, and then he's like standing and staring at nothing. And it says like something about like a developer trying to name their projects or variables or something like that.
It's
like,
so true.
It's you sit here, and it's like you spend more time thinking about what to name the variable sometimes. Just making the actual thing.
Yeah, there's this saying that like variable naming is one of the two hardest problems in computer science. The only two hard things in computer science: cache invalidation and naming things.
It's so true. I love it.
Oh, I love this version too. Two hard problems in computer science: cache invalidation, naming things, and the off by one indexing. Okay, so it's public. We'll do a readme, a git ignore, and use the Node.js git ignore. So for those of you who don't know, Vue is a JavaScript library, and MIT open source it because we are awesome over here. So Vue is a JavaScript library, so you're going to want to pick the Node git ignore because you're going to be interacting with NPM in that same package ecosystem. So basically Node modules is the giant folder that you want to be sure is on your git ignore. Cool, so I'm going to grab this. Audrey, are you going to be cloning anything, or we're just going to be basically working off of my computer and you kind of looking over my shoulder kind of thing?
Yeah, let's do it that way because I'd rather have eyes on what you're doing. I think we can work a little quicker that way as well, and then I can always go back and clone it and make whatever changes.
So smart.
Do a request for you.
So basic, tab V, tab enter, and now I have navigated into the basic Vue portfolio. I'm going to right click on my workspace, add folder to workspace, basic Vue portfolio. And then hopefully you know, but for those of you who don't know, this is the great goddess we call VS Code. And she gives us nice things.
All hail. All hail.
So yeah, so before you get started on a like kind of traditionally built Vue application, is that baby? Baby's gonna visit?
Oh, little girls.
Oh, she's getting medicine. I thought baby was gonna come visit with us. She was waking up from a nap upset. All right, cool. So yeah, so you should have VS Code installed. You're going to want to have Git installed. That's Git. Here you can see I got, what version am I rolling with? -- version. I got 219. I'm on Windows. I'm on my gaming computer here, but like Mac is going to be the same thing. You're going to want VS Code, Git, and install Node. So I'm on version 16.2. Cool. And yeah, I haven't set up a Vue application in literal years. Last time I set up my own Vue application, it was like Vue 2, and now they're at Vue 3. So the good news is that you get to see what we as developers do, and it's this really complicated thing. You have to go to google.com.
So hard. We'll really struggle.
And we'll be looking for Vue GitHub Pages starter. And there's some synonyms for the word starter. If you're like searching and you're having trouble finding answers, you could say example or template or skeleton. These are all examples of basically some other developer out there has already made a Vue application, and they have open source code for that. And you're going to do the famous developer move and copy it. So yeah, up here at the top, we got LogRocket. I trust them a lot, so we'll open that as one of the tabs we'll look into. I usually pick out like 3 or 4 tabs before I actually go through them and commit. Deploying Vue apps to GitHub Pages. This is some random Medium article, but it seems to be exactly what we want. Deploy Vue CLI 3 project to GitHub Pages is even better, because not only is it a Vue app, it's specifically Vue 3, which is the one we're trying to roll with. So that's three results, but it looks pretty good. Oh, and here's VuePress. That's a whole rabbit trail that could be amazing, but I'm not going to do that. But yeah, maybe we should be doing VuePress, but I'm going to put that on the side. Okay, how to build and deploy a Vue Js app. I'm going to start with the one that's talking about Vue CLI 3 specifically.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Say you have a GitHub project and you want to host it on Netlify. Nope. I want GitHub Pages. Okay, this doesn't not seem wicked helpful to me, because I don't see anything about the command line. Install Vue CLI. Here we go. Warning regarding previous version. Package name changed Vue CLI to Vue CLI. Cool, cool, cool. So this is the package that we want. Yep, and here it is. Can use npm or yarn. I'm going to just go for npm, but yarn's great. Okay, got my VS Code. npm install -g Vue CLI. So just a heads up, if you're watching on Facebook or LinkedIn, and if you leave a comment, I'm probably not going to see it. Those comments, they're not like a real-time chat. But if you're on YouTube or Twitch, I should get your chat in real time. Just said hola in the chat. You should be able to see that. Last stream, I was talking about like acronyms developers know. So one is that we are building an SPA or a SPA, which is a single page application, and that's applicable with what we're doing like right now.
We like spas.
Yeah, I like to go to the spa. Another one, Audrey, another one I thought of was LGTM. Looks good to me.
Oh, stop it. I cannot remember the one that I said the other day. I think I was like I don't know, on a call with my boss or something, and I like kind of stopped and was like, that's such a devy thing to say.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know what it was though.
Devi, I like that.
Let's make devy cool. Just like fetch.
For sure, we can do it. We can make fetch happen.
We can make fetch happen. I am pulling up the stream on Facebook and LinkedIn, and I'll kind of moderate if I see any comments pop up.
Dope,
Maybe
thanks.
a little bit of a delay, but yeah.
Vue create hello world. All right. I love a good command line. So Vue create, I don't want to call it hello world. I'll call it basic Vue portfolio. Basic Vue portfolio. Oh, Audrey, I did see your message there. That's cool. I didn't think I could see those from LinkedIn.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Well, now we know there. You did have a comment on the Facebook one from Scruz World.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
It says, keep up the good work, sir.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Got npm install running.
Apparently, I made a bad.
Why's that?
Apparently, I was just digging through my computer. I was like, man, why is my C drive full? I don't do anything on this computer except play World of Warcraft.
Uh-huh.
I realized I installed the entire brand new Legendary Mass Effect suite on the C
Yikes.
drive, and not my D drive.
Yikes.
So, pretty sure I'm just gonna have to reinstall the whole thing, because last time I tried to move again hard drives, it didn't go well.
I keep my games and my like programming stuff on my D drive too.
Yeah, that's my programming stuff is on my D drive. Yep, because I got a 2 terabyte. Yeah, I got a 2 terabyte D drive. So programming is on there, WoW is on there. But guess who didn't put Mass Effect on there? Or Steam?
Yikes. Hey, do you want to tell them the story about your hat?
Oh, okay, yeah. So my black hat. I like metal, just a little bit.
Let's go.
just a tiny bit. Well, there's this guy on TikTok. I'll shout him out. Orion, Ohrion, on TikTok and Instagram, and he does reactions to like bless and screams and screamo videos, and he's really cool. And so he made this line, Orion Apparel, and my boyfriend watches his stuff all the time, so I was like, oh, I'll surprise him with one of the hats, because he always said like, oh, those hats are so cool, so dope, whatever. So I bought one, and it got lost in the mail for like 3 weeks. So I messaged the company and just not asking like, hey, can you send me a new hat or whatever. I was just asking to see if they could check. Things get lost in the mail, whatever. I was happy to buy another one if I had to, if it got lost. So he looked it up, couldn't find where the hat was, but said he had already shipped me another one. I was like, what? And so he said if they both show up, just keep them both. Well, they both showed up a day apart. And so one was 3 weeks late, one was right on time, a day apart. And so my boyfriend got a hat, and I got a cool hat.
Love it.
And I
Hey,
have my skeleton rock pants on too.
so skeletons are metal, right?
Skeletons are so metal.
Does this count?
H, yeah.
Okay, cool. This is like, for those who are watching Futurecaster, I have a series called Moonlogs on my YouTube channel. Sub me on YouTube. And Moonlogs is the development of that app. And there's like a whole playlist. So there's Moonlog 0. There's like a whole playlist. And this is like the bigger thing that I'm working on. So today we're working on like a single page app. This is like a whole store. And so coming soon, I don't know, like 6 months, if that counts as soon. you're gonna be able to buy like shirts and shit from me. So maybe I'll get you a hat with this guy on it.
I'd buy it.
Okay, cool.
For
So
sure.
your story was perfectly timed, and so yeah, we installed and
Vue.
yeah, created this little application, and then we ran npm run serve, and on localhost 8080 you can see this basic Vue application. This is out of the box. We haven't done anything with it. So I'm going to do an initial commit. Take your wins when you get them, right? So
Right.
I'm going to say feat init. What did we run to make this? Create. I think it's just Vue create. Vue create.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. On VS Code, you can control enter, Mac command enter, and get a quick commit there from the sideline, or you could also do the commands in your terminal. So that's pushed up. Double check on the GitHub that it was received. F5. Bam, there it is, 20 seconds ago, init Vue create. This is open to the world, friends. If you want to go look at that code right now, you can go look at it. But let's try and do the GitHub pages piece of this bad boy.
Sweet.
So this article was not treating me well, unfortunately. So I'm not going to close it, but I'm going to slide it over to the left. Oh, that was another sign that you're a developer. Were we talking about this, or was I think I was talking to you about this? If you have like more than 20.
Yes. Yep. Like 20 tabs up at one time.
Yeah.
I don't have that many up on this computer, but on my work computer, I'm looking over here. But I have like 10 tabs open on this one, but I have several browser windows open. So I have another 3 here, another 6 here. Because I categorize them by the browser windows, so then I can move them up. The nice thing on Mac is you can like move them up and out of the way, and then pull them down when you need it. So, because it kind of depends on the project I'm working on, and I try to keep similar tabs grouped together. Doesn't always work that way though.
So here is our Babel config. Let's see. Is that what we want? I'm following this blog article. Step 3, update the public path. This says Vue config, which I don't have one. Oh, adding 2 new files. Okay, so it's creating a file. I'm going to mention in my README that we're following this basic V README. So you can fuzzy type in VS Code. That's one of the gifts of the goddess, if you will. Built, I'm just going to say built following. Built following that. I'll do a quick docs README commit, because I don't like to have a bunch of active file changes at once. Cool, so now anybody who goes to our repo and they see this, they'll be like, oh, that's how, like, it's more than just seeing the code. It's like, how did they decide to do that, right? So we're following this blog article. Okay. So touch view config.js is going to make an empty file. I'm going to open a new terminal here, git bash and basic Vue portfolio. The first one I'm going to rename to serve, because that's where we're serving out of that one. That's why I'm not using that same command line, because it's busy being a server. And then this is the bash where I'll just run whatever bash I want. So I'm in that portfolio app, and I'll make a Vue config file. Paste this code. Love it when they just Control-Z, Control-V, you dig?
So nice. Snippets are nice.
So they're wanting us to use this hello world path, and I'm trying to fight the patriarchy. No, I'm just kidding. But I think we're going to want that to be different, because this is our GitHub pages path, basic Vue portfolio. So Y'all see this later on after we deploy, but basically when you make a GitHub Pages site, it's going to take your repository name and it's going to append that to the end of the URL. And that's how you can have GitHub Pages on like all your different repositories and they never conflict. So I'm changing Hello World to be basic Vue portfolio.
Get that path.
Yeah.
That path.
Alternatively, if you prefer the Vue CLI interface, whoa, that's rad. I've never seen that. So I'm not going to do that, but I guess there's a Vue.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, write a shell script for deployment. Okay. I'm happy to just do this at the top level. Some people like to have a scripts folder. If I had multiple scripts, I'd do it, but if it's just one, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I was about to say, that makes sense to me if you have multiple scripts that you've got to each their own sometimes.
For sure.
Not all the time.
I'm trying to get this like deployed so that we can get to a part where you're like adding a component or something, because I feel like if I were in your shoes, I'd be so bored right now.
I did uninstall Steam and I'm reinstalling it to my D drive.
Okay.
But I was thinking of a funny story too about best practices.
Hit me.
What was I was talking to my boss the other day because I've been working on this this POC, this proof of concept application, and we were looking at something, and or was it you, John? Was it you or was it my boss? I can't remember, but I was looking at a piece of the code with someone, and we were like, well, it's not ideal, or it's not necessarily like a best practice, but sometimes you just make your own practices your best practice, and this is the best practice right now. We laughed so hard. Or maybe it was something with our project management or whatever. I was like, I know this isn't like the best way to do it. And he was like, well, it's our best practice right now. So as long as it works, that's the best practice. It's like, sweet.
Epic. That's so epic. Okay, so they're making it seem like all we got to do is like deploy, like npm run deploy now that we copied and pasted this bash script. So
yeah, let's see. Yeah, sure, okay. Let's see. Hey, sometimes Vue be magical like that, okay?
yeah.
Look at how you bind stuff. Sometimes it just is.
I need to fix my like username in this bash script. git@github.com username. Git. This feels like so wrong. Push-F. They're scaring me. Okay, this is better.
I was gonna say, is it the SSH one?
Yeah.
I have to actually update all of my repositories to SSH.
And we're using main, not master. So it's main GH pages branch. Okay.
Because we're fighting the patriarchy.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. So deploy package JSON view config.js. Okay, cool. Here I'm going to chore build or like deploy.sh and more. Deploy.sh and more. Cool. I fully expect this not to work. I don't know about you, but whatever.
Same.
Okay,
and
cool.
I'm always a skeptic, so.
Nice.
I've learned enough now in my, in the small and the big scheme of things coding journey that it's never gonna work first try.
Right?
And if it does, you deserve to, I don't know, have a margarita or something and like call it a day.
Yo, I want a margarita.
I do too. I want a margarita so bad.
It's a great idea, Audrey. Oh, I think I'm supposed to have wings and fried Oreos today.
What? I had wings last night, but I did not have fried Oreos last night.
And you didn't have these wings. Like, these wings are...
Oh, these wings were the best. The family that makes them came out from the kitchen attention to ask us what we thought. These were the best, I don't want to say it, I don't want to say where I live, the best wings that all four of us that went out to dinner had ever had in our whole lives. We all like swore on that.
Yikes. Okay. I
Like,
guess you got me this
it was
time.
that Southern mama cooking. Okay.
Dang. Okay. All right. So that failed. It said failed to push some refs to this Git address. So I previously did something that basically worked using the Next app. So I'm going to go over there and copy reference code. This is like, if you're watching, this is one of the reasons it's the second and third and fourth project. It gets easier and easier because you can just go look at your other project where you already did this. You know what I mean?
I do that all day long.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you've written things in other frameworks and stuff, or if you're referencing code that you didn't write, it's like, it gets easier and easier. You see the similarities and the patterns. I pull stuff that previous developers did with AngularJS with Vue all the time. You have to look up how to change the syntax, but the ideas are the same.
Yeah. And you can see right here, right, Audrey? So this is saying next build.
Yeah.
So it's exactly your point. Like, Vue is not going to use the word next.
Yep.
So that's what we mean. If y'all don't know what we mean, like the syntax changes, but the idea is the same. So next build is a syntactical representation of kind of an idea that's implemented in Vue also, but they just like call it a different thing. So I think this last part we might be able to use. So Control P, I'm going to type BASV, it's fuzzy typing, package. So there's my basic Vue portfolio package. Yeah, so we're just using sh.deploy. So let me go in that bash script, here it is. Git subtree push. I'm going to try and do git subtree push like this way instead of like this way. So we'll see if that works. Commit-m deploy. Wow. Fine. That's like a weak commit message, but whatever. npm run deploy. All right, let's try it.
You ever run out of characters in a commit message line? I have that problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Or I'm one way or the other. I'm one word and unhelpful, or I'm novel and it's too much.
My thing is like, if you read the first line of my commit message, I'm like hella terse, but I'll hit enter twice and write a novel if I feel like it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. It'll be like init file name, and then it'll be like, did this for this purpose and this reason and for this use case.
Nice. Okay, so this kind of was close to working, but it's saying out does not exist, which is a folder called out. And the command line is right about this. So when you build in Next, it puts stuff in an out folder. But we can see from our Vue process, it says building for production completed successfully. There's no out folder. It's a dist folder. So I'm just going to tweak this bash script from out to dist. Again, like same idea, different syntax. They're totally synonyms whenever we think about programming and build processes. The idea of an in folder or an input folder and an output or an out folder, we also call them in, we also call it source. And we might spell that S-O-U-R-C-E, or we might just spell that S-R-C. But the ideas are all the same. It's either an in folder, a source folder. Yeah. Dist does not exist.
That's one of the biggest key things.
What is?
You got the same message?
Yeah, I think it's all right. I'm just going to have to kind of like...
You got the,
I think I know the reason. So this feels bad, but I think I know what it is. So with the Vue, or with the Next.js application, you see the folder structure up here, Audrey? It's just at the top level. I got the package JSON is in the top folder. Here in Vue, I'm a folder deep. So I'm guessing I need to move everything. Yeah, so I'm guessing I need to move everything. Yeah, because this subtree, git subtree, it complained. Y'all can see the last stream if you want to see specifically what I'm talking about. But basically it complained that I was not at the top of my Git repo. So my theory is that it's the same issue, but maybe being in a bash script, it's like I can't see the error or something like that. I'm going to do one thing real quick, and also that's yarn run build instead of npm run build. So I'm going to do one thing real quick, which is I'm just going to build it right here and see, do I have a dist folder, right? Like, is bash wrong, basically? Which makes me sad to say the robots are never wrong. The humans are always wrong.
It's true.
So the dist directory is ready to be deployed. If I ls...
I might dip out for a second. My connection is really bad. I'm going to try and switch to a different
Cool.
Network.
I can't tell if she's like left already. Hey, Audrey. Okay, so she left already. I was like, is she just being super still? Okay, so dist is here, but I think it's because we're not at the top level. So it's technically not called dist. It's technically called like... That makes sense to y'all, right? It's technically called basic view portfolio / dist. So I'm going to control Z. And I'm going to move everything up a level. It's kind of rough. I'm going to make a backup branch in case this doesn't work. So I'm going to get branch. Let me commit this deploy script real quick. And this will be fix deploy script was yarning unexpectedly. And try subtree approach. Those are kind of some of the changes that we made in there. Gonna push that up. Git branch main dash backup. Boom. Git branch will just list them. So there's my main backup. I'm gonna git checkout main backup. Git branch, make sure I'm checked out properly. I'm going to git push. The origin is not yet set, so Git tells me how to fix that. Control C, Control V. So now we pushed it up to GitHub. So GitHub has this backup branch now. Check back out to main. Hi, Boo. You want to say hi? No? Okay. You want to have wings for dinner? And fried Oreo? She said yes! Let's fucking go! Oh, I'm so hyped. Y'all don't know how good these wings are. Audrey was saying her wings are better. Like, not the ones she cooked, but like she went to some restaurant and like the family that owns it came out of the kitchen.
This place Audrey hasn't been to.
That's what I'm saying. She doesn't know. You don't know what you don't know, girl. But y'all can argue about that. She's currently offline. So I feel bad talking about her. Oh, she's trying to get in now. Here we go.
Yeah, she says Zoom is auto-updating her.
Faudree, you back?
I'm back, and I never said they were better.
Okay, well, you implied it.
No, I didn't. I said these are the best wings I've ever had.
Okay, she says they're the best wings. Shh. That is rude, young lady. She says...
So loud. There's so much lag.
Oh, okay. Am I lagging?
No, I'm like hearing everything back that we just said.
She said they're the best wings she's ever had. I'm going to try, like, go fly down to the south and eat with you. Okay. I'm getting so hungry. That's the real problem.
Yeah, how much longer are you
20, probably 20 minutes. Yeah, I think we got 20 more minutes here on the stream, y'all.
So I should go ahead and order them, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Faudree. Connecting to audio.
I'm a dum-dum. I had the two other streams open on this computer, and so I was getting all this like feedback. I was like, why is there a lag or like so much delay or whatever? And it was because I had two other streams plus what you and I were saying in my headphones.
It's like way too much.
Way too much. So now we're good. I did hear you say you were gonna fly down to the south and eat some wings, but I bet y'all's wings are going to be great. What I'm jealous about, though, since I just had wings, is I'm really jealous about the fried Oreos. So
they good. Okay, so this deploy script. Right. So this is kind of rough, but I think I got to do it, and that is I think I got to move all this stuff up a level. So I'm going to start with the files that won't conflict. So here I see README is going to conflict. And then license and gitignore. These three will conflict because they exist in the inside folder and the outside folder. So let's skip those three. So let's go view, package, package lock, deploy, Babel, source, public. And I'm even going to grab node and dist. I'm going to pull all of these guys, all of these cats, cat is gender neutral, all these cats up a level. Audrey, when did cats become like cool? Like, when did we start saying like cats is like cool cats and stuff? I don't understand how that happened.
I feel like that's like out of the 80s though. It's like saying cool cats. It only is like come back now because of freaking Tiger King or whatever.
What is Tiger King?
Tiger King.
Oh no, yeah. There's a Tiger King.
Of like Carol Baskins. She was like, "Hey, all you cool cats."
You think she did it?
I think that's why it's come back.
But do you
she
think
she did not start that? Oh yeah.
Look at this guy right here. What a hoot. He has a dedicated TikTok that's just like, what's his name? It's not Joe, is it?
Yeah, it's
Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic, because I follow on Instagram. It's called Out of Context Joe Exotic.
Yeah. So good.
All the Out of Context Instagrams are awesome. Out of Context Tom Segura or Out of Context YMH.
YMH. Okay.
Your Mom's House podcast. I'm going to recommend you and Tina watch it. Y'all think differently about me.
Okay. What do you?
You have to blame Chris. You can't blame me.
Okay. So these are like, so now I've moved those files and folders that don't conflict. So now I am merging those files and folders that do conflict. So here's the interior gitignore. I just put it all on my clipboard and dropped it at the end of the gitignore file that I already had. So it's like these last 20 lines. So what I'm going to do is check if these lines are duplicate. And if they're not, I leave them. And if they are duplicate, I delete them. So this is kind of a duplicate. I'm pretty sure that's technically a duplicate, but I'll leave them both. Leave that. Oh, look, they even include view press build output in the gitignore. That's funny. These GitHub presets are really useful. So that's new. That's new. Log files, npm, yarn error. These are all repeated. What about pnpm? Pnpm seems new. So I'm just moving them basically. Get good with y'all's keyboards though. Get good.
That is true. I've learned to love the Mac keyboard actually for coding.
Yeah, I really enjoy coding on Mac more, honestly.
I have to say, I didn't know because I started on PC and stuff, and I was like, well, we'll see. I tend to be a creature of habit. I really love coding on Mac. I haven't done anything on my PC in a while, so that's why everything needs to be updated.
Cool, so now that I merged them, I can delete the other. And that's like, I think, Audrey, I think it's encouraging to new developers, because I started on Windows. Mm-hmm. You know, Windows machines are often cheaper, and like Android devices, because Apple products are nice, but they're pricey. So a lot of us are starting with Androids or like a Chromebook or like Windows. And I actually think it's harder to code on those, but in a way that's encouraging to new developers because it's like, if you can do that, then you can definitely do it professionally because they'll supply you a MacBook in a lot of cases. And it just gets kind of easier from there, in my opinion.
Oh, I totally agree. And I think that's why I enjoy coding on it so much because I was like, man, they have all these nice, like, built-in things and stuff that, I don't know, just makes things a lot simpler sometimes, depending on what you're doing.
So now I need to merge this README. I don't see like I don't see like anything like super useful here. It's just saying npm install, npm run serve, whatever. Yeah. It's basically that it's built with the Vue CLI, but that's already mentioned in that article. So I think we can straight up delete this bad boy. Bye. Cool, so it's like taking a long time to move the source folder for some reason. Bam. Sometimes if VS Code gets, you can see this like blue line moving in the top left. That means it's trying to do something and it's like taking a long time. So sometimes I'll go over to like Windows Explorer or what is it, Navigator, I think it's called. Operation not permitted. It's not allowed to move source. It's saying it's not allowed to move source. Oh, okay, I know, because the server's using it. So let me kill this server. Cool. And I'm going to navigate out of the folder so that bash is not using the subfolder. So now I bet I can do it. Oh, it's already done. So literally as soon as I did that, it moved. So now I can delete the inner basic Vue port. Hi, baby. You want to say hi? Should I hold her for a minute? Yeah. Oh, this is Ellie. Say hi, Ellie. Ellie is about a year old.
Yay, Ellie.
No, girl. Not yet. She's super eager to code. Wow, she just laughed about that. That was epic. I mean,
she wants to be a coder.
Her dad is hilarious, so. So what sort of standard commit message can we do here? I think this is technically a chore because we're not doing anything that impacts users. So what is a chore? A chore is a kind of commit that's done for build and deploy reasons. It's like technical, version control, package changes. If they don't impact user functionality, they don't impact style, they don't impact tests or something like that, we call it a chore basically. So this will be move basic Vue portfolio up. And I'm going to abbreviate portfolio to port. Thanks. Cool. Control Enter. Drop down on the ellipsis and push. Cool. So go to GitHub and just make sure it was received. Basic Vue port up. So you can see here, you can see what I did, basically. Took everything that was in that inner folder and moved it up a level. So now, hopefully I can deploy, and it was complaining that dist doesn't exist, but technically dist did exist, it was inside another folder. So it would have been like, technically it's not called dist, it was called this, right?
Yeah.
So that's my theory, so let's see. npm run deploy. Audrey, I think I got like 10 or 15 more minutes. Does that sound good?
Cool. No, I think that sounds great. I think if we can get this to a point where, we've got it built and we've got it running on the server, then, I don't know, we can kind of just see how far we get from there. And I think this is something that we can come back and revisit and keep working on.
Lit. Dist does not exist. Git subtree add. Maybe I forgot to do git subtree add. So they just git subtree push. Git add. Okay, so that is git add a, maybe git subtree add a. What are we doing in next? I'm using this out folder. So I'm going to just spam it and have way too much going on. And I'm going to say git add dist trailing slash to be a folder, git subtree add dist, trailing slash to be a folder. So we're going to do all that jazz. Did you hear that?
Yes. Is that Ellie?
Yeah. Okay. Unknown switch A. I think that's the subtree switch is unknown. Git subtree add. Git subtree add. Yep. So git subtree add with a switch is not a thing. Okay? So we git subtree add dist. Try to npm run deploy again. Patspec dist did not match any files. Oh, it's having me cd into dist. I think that could be part of the problem. Init, git init. What is all this? So I'm going to comment that. Set E. I actually, the more I look at the script, the more I'm like, what is the script actually doing? I'm going to refer to, I'm just going to straight up refer to the next script. And I know we have to change the next parts, but at this point, I'm thinking it'll be easier.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing it does is rimref node modules cache. I don't need to do that. Next build, next export, touch out no Jekyll. We're going to change that to touch dist no Jekyll. And the build here is going to be npm run build. Okay, npm run build and touch dist no Jekyll. I'll get rid of these ands and break them into multiple lines. So git add out. Okay. Can change this message to be view or deploy. GH pages view deploy. GH pages deploy view. Git subtree add. I'm going to move down there. I'm not sure that's needed. Cool. And then I'm going to comment like all of this stuff. Bam. What about now? So it's going to be, oh, nope, let me kill it. We don't want to add the out folder. We want to add the dist folder.
Yeah.
My terminal's hung, so I'm going to trash that and build a new one. Got a couple people tuning in. Thanks for watching. If you're already on my TikTok, thanks. And if you're not, check it out. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers so that I can go live on TikTok as well. Here, I'll show you a recent vid. Check this one out. That's based on a trend. I don't know. I'm going to go for it. It's based on a trend.
Do it.
Fucking go! Ooh, this is nice.
So that's not my voice either. I'll show you the trend it's based on, but read this comment. This is one of my followers, a young lady, artist coder. And she's going to get her first coding job. How cool is that?
Yay! Artist coder. That's super exciting.
Right? So literally, I'm like interested in teaching people how to code. Original sound from Spencer Bryant. This guy is hilarious. This is borderline inappropriate, but I think it's hilarious.
Ooh, this is nice. Let's fucking go.
That's good.
Okay, good distraction. So, entertainment aspect to it as well, right? Changes not staged for commit. That's true. I'm wanting it to push the subtree though. So, subtree push get. Is there a subtree commit? Because I'm wanting it to go mess with the other branch, which is my GH pages branch. That's why we use subtree. So the GitHub pages is using a GH pages branch right there. Git add out. Okay, so let me go ahead and stage that. That's fine. Audrey, you're kind of in like fit person world, right?
Yes.
So
Be me.
another term that developers say is PR, right? But it means different things to weightlifters.
It means very different things to weightlifters.
So I feel like that's a sign whether you're a developer or not, is what does PR mean to you?
I think it's true because also, well, I feel like there's a lot. So like with, you know, getting into development and stuff, you're not only learning coding languages, you are learning a developer language. You are learning how to speak to other developers or to your command line. And so yeah, pull request versus, well, what's a freaking PR in the weightlifting world now? A personal record. Oh my gosh. I was like, it's like having to just switch the brains.
So it kind of seems like it worked, but I'm expecting no new revisions were found. I'm expecting to see something a little different though. Okay, so did it actually push the dist folder? It did not. It did not, right? So basic Vue portfolio, origin page. It didn't actually make a GH pages branch either. There's no GH pages. So what's the deal? Git add dist. So let me git subtree add dist. No changes added to commit. No changes added. It's not adding the dist folder. Let me check on one thing. So here's my Next.js portfolio. No, Next.js static. So there is an out folder there. So maybe that's part of the problem. Because I'm not letting the out folder get checked in. Let's see, and this git ignore is out here. Yeah, out is commented out. So let me actually check in my dist folder. Maybe that's the issue. Okay, dist. Okay, so double checking the changes on the git ignore file. There was dist expressed in two ways. I moved them next to each other and commented them. So now we have all of these static files that should be our Vue app. So this is going to be chore check in dist. And what about the deploy script changes? I don't think it hurts to add it to both. I feel like it's not necessary, but I don't think it hurts anything. So I'm going to add it to both. Git add dist. I think that's right. Okay, guess and check, right? Guess and check is a key developer skill.
Guess and check. Yep, it's the name of the game.
npm run deploy. If this doesn't work, we're going to consult Google because this has definitely been taking longer than expected.
We love Google. We also love spiced pumpkin candles.
Hey, what's up?
I got a Halloween doormat today at Lowe's.
Ooh, look. Hey, Audrey, here's a Shaw.
Here's a what?
SHA. So this unique thing,
Oh.
that is every time Git makes a successful commit and push, it generates a SHA. And so when I do that subtree push, if it works, it should give me the SHA. So this is a really good sign. And it says new branch GH pages. So let's go back to GitHub.
Let's check it out.
Refresh this page, drop down. There it is, GH pages.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to go to settings and try to activate GitHub pages. But GitHub should detect, it's just conventional. It should detect if you push that GH pages branch. Pages now has its own tab. Check it out here. Bam. Look at this. Look at that shit. It's already ready.
I see green. Green is
Bam! What's up, girl? Sheesh! Sheesh. So, I think this is a good pausing point. We can do a quick change here, but I'd rather not. I think this is a great pausing point. You've seen.
I think it's a great, yeah.
So the viewer has seen in under an hour. We're at 58 minutes. So the viewer has seen how to deploy a static site with Vue to GitHub pages. So the only thing to do from here is basically change all these components, which was the fun thing Audrey was actually going to help do. But for another day, yeah?
Yeah, for another day. We can, if we have another chance this weekend, great. If it's next weekend, well then at least we have the foundation set up.
Yeah.
I'm going to be playing around with some components for work, so I'll be getting my hands dirty with that, so I will come in ready to build some more fun stuff.
Ooh, look at this. I opened this .vue file. You can see it, right?
Ooh, yeah.
So it has like the templates that we need, and VS Code popped up in the bottom right. Do you want to install recommended extensions for Vue? I'm almost going to guarantee one of these is a syntax highlighter, because look, all this text is just white.
Yeah.
So VS Code doesn't understand like what a template tag is right now. So I'm going to install.
I can't remember what mine. What do I use? Oh, Vue Beautify is one.
Okay.
Oh no, that's not the one I use. I just use the Beautify, but then I use. I mean, tab 9 for sure. So, like, what we pay is nothing. Yeah, I guess that's the one. Beautify.
So maybe next time around, like a list of extensions would be helpful. Yeah, check that out. So now I got the syntax highlighting. Yeah, so you can wait until like our next stream if you want, or you can just like go mess with it and we can just have it at the start, whatever. But this looks good to me.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, Audrey, special guest. Thank you,
John.
everyone
Yeah.
that tuned in. I'm checking the comments. No last comments to address. But yeah, thanks y'all for.
More to come. Hopefully we can do these like, more often, especially getting into fall. Things are slowing down.